Electric Cafe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Electric Cafe. This video is a music review on Krystian Shek's new EP called Promise, and it's going to be released on Greyscale Records. I was wondering how I'm going to get into reviewing newer music. For the most part on my channel, I've done music from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, a little bit in the 90s, but for the most part it's been 70s and 80s. And I've kind of touched on and reviewed all kinds of different genres that I'm into, and I've touched on probably all the origins and some of the most important artists. And uh, in my youth, as I've been evolving my style, my interests in different styles of music, and I was thinking about how I would kind of start getting into the 2000 and newer stuff, and also a lot of 90s stuff that haven't really touched on. For the most part, I haven't done much 90s either. And so how I was going to get, how was I going to get started into reviewing music from the last roughly 25, 35 years? And I've this week I've been thinking about what to review and how to get into it, and I figured out why not just go full board and just dive into the deep end and review something that just came across my email that's not out yet, and just go to the extreme and review this. So Grayscale is a record label that I've been working on for a little bit over 5.5 years. Um, Grad U, who runs the label, gentleman by the name of Alexander. Hope I'm saying this correctly. Martin Kevic. He's from Lithuania, and he runs this label. And I started becoming a fan of his probably in the sometime around like 2009, 2010, and started seeing his name come across some dub techno records, and I got really into his music. And then he started the Greyscale record in 2010, also the Redscale record label in 2010 or 2011, and I was really into those labels. And fast forward to 2019, and we kind of struck up a friendship. And since then, I've been doing the promotional writing for the label and the liner notes for his releases. And so I've been super happy with doing that, and being a small part in his label. And I figured, why not start with doing a release on his label. Out of all the music I could choose, it feels a little strange reviewing something that I'm involved in, and I do my best not to be biased when I do these reviews, and this will definitely test me because because I work with them. So, but I think everybody's integrity, I think, with music in our scene is super important, and I will not be persuaded by the label and my friendship with Alexander. I will come with my honest opinion of the music. But a little bit background on Greyscale Records. Yeah, they started in 2012. You also had the Redscale record label started in 2010. And the Redscale um, have quite a bit of their music, so I didn't want to bring all of it out, but I did want to touch on their amazing. If you get a chance to look at their records, if you're into dub music or you're into ambient dub music, it's probably one of the most prolific, well-respected labels and long-running labels in dub techno currently. Alexander does a fantastic job with the packaging and the attention to detail on the physical products and the music as well. He does a fantastic job in curating that. His wife, Rima, works on the artwork for the music for the releases as well, and does a great job. She actually takes the photography for the pictures as well. So just a amazing creative team, and they're really setting a great example for a small label, and setting a great example on a well curated label that's well respected. There's quite a few different factions of the label. I started in 2019, a few months into the Mood series, and now the Mood series is up to 129 releases. I started probably doing promotional reviews for them somewhere around like number 15, so I've probably done over around 120 or so reviews for the label, just in the Mood series. They also have they're up to 42, soon to be 43 full length CDs as well. I have an example of those. Look how amazing these packages were. They started like this. They're like this kind of brown leather with her artwork pictures in the inside, right? Really nice leather. Hopefully you can see that. Really nice attention to detail. Very nice packaging. And then they went to the like a also leather, the white leather. Really nice packaging as well. And then in the past few years, they've moved to this one, which is a little bit more of a uh, if you can hear that, it's kind of more of a textured, not leather, but still equally as nice. And I think in some ways it goes even more so with the label, and also provides the artwork there as well. And then for their compilations, they do some of the compilations. They do these nice, you know, CD ones, and then these ones cover all the back series of the Mood series. So each one roughly has about 20. And then here's the last one for the Reds Scale one, which also does the combined all the Redscale records. Besides the Mood series, which is 129, and the 43 full lengths, he also just started last year the special series, which he's only had one out, but that one's a little more geared towards the original roots of dub techno, and more specifically of of reggae dub and that kind of dub, and uh, more of a respectful original dub style that's more linked to the origins of the 70s and early 80s dub style from Jamaica. And then also he's also doing the Exposure series, which is that one is a compilation series, which has he's got 4 or 5 records on there, which is that one's actually vinyl. So he does a combination of CDs, vinyl. For the most part, the Mood series is on digital, but there's a few that do come out on vinyl, and he just does a great job with the packaging. So what I'm going to do is just briefly mention the new release here. We're going to listen to each track. I'm going to review each one with you, and we'll go from there, and then do an overall review on the album, and then I will give a score on the album as well, and then I'll do the promotional write up for it. Um, so back in 2020, there was a Mike Schaumner released a record on there, and it did quite well with the actually did quite well, and I know it sold pretty well, but it was also very well respected. And I heard a lot of people talk about this release. It had Mike Schaumner in it with Millie James doing vocals on it, and this was number 5 in the regular series. And Millie James is back on this new record with Krystian Shek, and so it's a nice 5 years later for her to be back on the label. Of course, Mike Schaumner is from Deep Space or Deep Chord label through the 2000s, and he's quite a well respected dub techno artist as well. But not only does Krystian Shek do, well, Krystian Shek is from, almost forgot him. He's from Germany, and he's been doing ambient tech house, dub techno, all kinds of different styles of electronic music since very early on in 2000. So probably almost 25 years now. I first got wind of his music on the Fax label, on Pete and Amlich's label. He had a couple full length records around 2003, 2005, and I think 2007. In the time before Pete passed away, and when the label was kind of restarting again, and Krystian was a big part of that. And then also he's had a few releases on Carpa Sonum Records as well, and strangely enough, I just got a chance to. I just emailed him yesterday just to catch up and say hi to him, and he told me about this release was coming on Greyscale, and then I get the email today that it's coming out. So just a strange kind of coincidence there, and so I'm excited to review this and kind of catch up with his music. This is the first thing I've heard from him since 2022's his last EP, which I have over here, which was really strong. There's two tracks on here, two main tracks that he does. The first one's called Glow and Shine, and then the second track's called Better That Way. And then on the B side, got a couple fantastic remixers. So Yagya from Iceland comes in and remixes Glow and Shine. And then also Gradu, of course, label owner for Greyscale, he remixes Better That Way. So that's what those four tracks are going to be on the vinyl. And then there's two additional remixes. American artist, dub techno artist Raytek remixes Glow and Shine for the digital bonus track. And then on the second one, Better That Way is also remixed by Noosa Sound System out of Australia, who, strangely enough, is working on an EP for my sub label right now. So all kind of great family stuff going on here, and I'm excited to be in different projects with a lot of these different producers, and I hope to have Mike Schaumner on a future video, as well as Alexander, aka Gradu, and sort of interview him on the channel in the future. But yeah, let's get going with the review. This is going to be the review for this will be the first track on the album, on the EP. It's called Glow and Shine. All right, so that was Glow and Shine, the first track on the EP. Um, wow, it's a powerful track as far as dynamic and really, you can tell this would be a great track to play in a club for sure. I mean, it's dynamic. The beat is nice and strong, heavy. The sequenced rhythm at the beginning is really nice, very analog and beefy. Has like such a great like almost if it was slowed down, it could be more like um, kind of more of a sort of Berlin school type sequenced rhythm going on, but it's nice and analog sounding, and it's almost like a I don't know if it's just like a tuned down acid line. I don't know if it's that is making that. Is that a 30? I don't think it's a 303 though, but definitely sounds like it's a separate machine or keyboard making that. I want to say some kind of uh, rhythm machine making that sound. It definitely sounds like it's uh, isolated, more dynamic than not necessarily more so than the other sounds on the album, but it definitely stands out like it's its own piece. There's a great snap on the snare, and the hi hats really kind of propel the track really nicely. That's kind of what really makes me think that there's to be a great track to play live. The volume is really strong. The mastering is really good. It's really a dynamic track as well. It's really cool that the chords kind of hit and Millie sings at the same time, so it really just breaks right into her and it really just jumps off. A lot of times, like dub techno tracks kind of build and things like that, and the genre is obviously very known for long builds and long progressions and minor or minimal changes in different sounds. And here he just kind of they just kind of come with it, just like the vocal and the chords just start getting all start swirling and building, and great echo on the vocal. Some really nice effects on the vocal. If you heard that part, that was really cool. Um, the chords kind of tie it into. It's more of a straightforward techno track. It's kind of more into the deep techno, but the vocal kind of makes it. It does kind of make it a little bit more poppy, or I wouldn't say poppy really, but maybe a little bit more mainstream, a little bit. But I think they're so well done. But the chords really kind of tie it back into the dub techno, and that's kind of what keeps the track grounded for me as well. But it's definitely more in the deeper techno realm. I'd say is more so than the dub techno. It's definitely the beat. The beat is a little bit more upbeat than a normal dub techno track, but it's definitely verging in the more techno track. The drum break is really nice. That's one thing that's really cool. Kind of has like a little drum break, and then breaks into it. Does that a couple times, which is cool. Kind of gets all spacey in the middle there, and the ride, the cymbal kind of creeps in, kind of fades in, and the chords get more intense. A lot of good stuff going on in this track. Cool effects vocal. I mean, cool vocal effects as well. The way the ending kind of the chords kind of build up into the close is unique as well, and really becomes a nice ending. And really, instead of like fading out or something like that, it's kind of different to kind of close it out um, with something unique. And I think that did a really good job of that as well. Really strong track though, really nice production. I give the track 3.5 stars. For my personal liking of the style of dub techno, I'd probably say I'm in the 3 to 3.25 range, but I definitely give it an extra quarter, if not half, for just the strong production on it, and Christian's just attention to detail on the sound effects, and the just the overall strength of the track, and the flow. And there's some uniqueness in there. If you The sequencer is really unique sounding. I like those cymbals. The rides are really cool. The beat's really strong. Um, the chords and her vocal have nice effects. There's a lot of unique things going on, little different things that stand out in the production as well. So overall, really good production style on this. Really good. And again, this would on vinyl. Like this is going to come out on vinyl and digital. To hear this on vinyl, I'm sure would be really awesome on a big system. But I could definitely see this track growing on me as well. if I heard this at a club for the first time, I might even like it a little bit more. Sometimes it's a little, to hear it as much as I feel like I have a good sound system here. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily have the power of hearing something live in a club, and this would probably definitely sound really good in the club. But I think it's a very good track on the way to excellent, right in the middle there of 3 to 4 stars, right in the middle at 3.5. All right, so the second track is we're gonna go on to that, and it's called "Better That Way." All right, so better that way. Wow, another good track. I can see why they're bringing this one out on vinyl. Um, this is a really good club track too. Wow. The first couple bars are really cool because there's like a broken beat sort of happening, like where you hear the bass line is kind of broken and then the beat kind of comes in. Obviously, the beats again like the first track really heavy. Um, this one's a little bit more melodic singing. It's a little bit more up my alley as far as the her tone of a voice. It definitely kind of gives me like an early '90s vibe, like I don't know if I'd say a Sarah McLachlan or, but there's so many like '90s, early '90s singers that sing sort of in this vein. It reminds me of a lot of girl singers, like Shakespeare's sister, or it's just even a little bit of Massive Attack in there. Although I know the voice is a little different. It's kind of there's the tone of her voice, it kind of on that a little deeper side. It kind of reminds me of a lot of different singers, not necessarily Elizabeth Fraser at all, but the other girl that's in Massive Attack. I blank on her name. Um, but nice, really nice singing. I really like the lingering kind of melody that comes in. It's kind of brings a nice atmosphere. Snare kind of comes in, chords come in. The vocal resonates a little bit more with me on this track than the previous one. Probably just in the way that she's singing. I'm not the best when it comes to lyrics. I'm honest in saying I don't listen to a lot of lyrics, so she could be singing about something more impactful on this track than the other one. But to me, it's not so much about what's being said as how is it sung and how it fits the fits the rest of the music. And I feel like the other one was really good, but I feel like this one's even a little bit better. Um, Probably almost this is verging on a little bit trancy in some ways. Kind of has that euphoric kind of feel a little bit, but thanks to the beat and the chord, still stays on point with the dub techno sound, and um, the break is really nice. It's definitely smooth. I was kind of closing my eyes through a lot of the track and kind of taking in the melody as it kind of the beat came in, and the last minute of the beat part was really consistent and smooth, and not too much different was going on there, so it kind of lets you kind of sink into the track, which was cool. And then the last minute and a half is really awesome. I love the ambient part and the bass line change and gets a little deeper and like growls a little bit. It reminds me a lot of, and I went and grabbed this because it reminded me a lot of this. If you like this sound, go check out this album. It's called Suddenly by Krystian Shek. Check it out on Bandcamp. This one's a little bit more ambient. It's not well. There's some techno in here as well. But if you like that kind of if you like his production of these two tracks, definitely check out this album and some of his other albums as well. But this bass line and the ambient track ending is phenomenal on this track. Really reminds me of this CD, which he kindly sent me when this came out, and I really really like this CD. I think it's highly underrated. It's almost sad that there's only 65 copies of these made, but you can download it digitally. But there's so much good music out there that doesn't get enough press, and Krystian Shek is a really strong producer. I like this track a little bit more than the other one. I wish it would have went on longer. I wish the beat would have came back on and it would have pressed past maybe 7.5 minutes. I get it. It's probably fidelity wise, two tracks on the first side, 5.5, 6. I think the other track was a little bit closer to 6.5 minutes. So around 12 minutes is really ideal for one side of the vinyl. But I wish the beat would have came back in. I think I would have probably given it 4 stars as an excellent track. If it kind of came back and really, I think either went to a higher level with the melody, or just kind of laid back and went a little bit deeper. I think just anything Krystian Shek, knowing his work, if he would have gone on another minute and a half, I think it would have been even more amazing. Because I like long techno tracks. But yeah, 3 3/4, really close to excellent track, but definitely a very very good track. And this is a really strong side, and I can see why it's going to be on vinyl because these are great club tracks. Either one you play. I didn't expect Millie James's voice to be like this. I remember the Mike Schaumner record she was on, and there's a couple other tracks that she's been on in recent years. And I really didn't know how pretty her voice is. It's just, I think in the other tracks they were a little bit more dubby, and so it was a little bit slower, and she wasn't really singing, but singing as much with the melody as this one is. But these two tracks are, her voice and the tone of her voice goes really well with Christian's music. I definitely would suggest doing more music together. Really good stuff. All right, we're going to move on to the second side, which is Glow and Shine, the Yagya remix. right, so that was Yagya's remix of Glow and Shine. Of course, Yagya I've been following since probably since 2002, since I found his Rhythm of Snow record in the bin. I remember that was like it was yesterday. I bought that record based on the cover, and I've bought pretty much everything he's come out with in the last 23, 24 years. Just always I always look forward to his music, and I think he's a strong, really strong producer. He's right up my alley as far as what I like in dub techno. Um, this one's this one seems a little bit more like he makes it a little bit more like a song than a techno track. Um, where Krystian Shek, the original track, is a little bit more pieced. This one seems to flow like a song. There's not maybe not as much changes and stuff. I wouldn't say there's not as much stuff going on, but it's not obviously changing as much. Maybe it's not as unique as the original version. But having said that, it's a little bit more towards my mood when I think of like atmospheric dub techno. This is really laid back, almost it's almost like you're floating on some kind of like raft in the ocean, just soaking in the rays and just very peaceful and it flows really well. Some subtle changes here, but not too much. It's kind of dreamlike a little bit. It's definitely a sophisticated track as well. It almost sounds like I wouldn't say an adult contemporary dub techno track at all, but um, but to Yagya fans, that would actually probably be an interesting way to put it, sophisticated or more adult. Because sometimes I do see bad reviews of Yagya's music as being maybe too much singing in the background, or maybe not raw enough, or not more tied to more dub techno, or being a little bit uh, maybe too floaty and not really tied to the more techno part of it. And here's a good example of him doing a song with a vocal that is really strong. I think it's a really good track. Do I like it better than the original track? I think Krystian Shek's track is a little bit more original, a little bit maybe better production, but I feel like this version is a little bit more towards my style of like chill out music and melodic and atmospheric music. I'm kind of a sucker for any kind of like melodic melodies that kind of wash over a track like that. It's a little bit towards my liking. But I do like Krystian Shek's version. The production on his track, I think it's a little bit better. But this one's a little bit more towards my liking. I gave it 3 3/4 stars. The original I gave 3.5 stars, so just a slight difference on a preference change. Again, I think Krystian Shrek's version is probably produced a little bit better, but I like the atmosphere and flow of this track. It's nice and soothing, and generally, I would probably play this one a touch more than the other one. If I was playing at a club or something like that, the other one would get played all the time. But I'm kind of more of a chill DJ in some respects, so this would be a little bit towards my liking. But wow, what a great option to have on both tracks on one EP. I mean, um, I'm looking forward to the last track here on the vinyl coming up now, and just a very well balanced record, and definitely one to pick up. So the last track on the vinyl version is better that way. Here's the Grad U rescaled dub version.
Late in the night, I passed and saw you. I remembered your words on the page. You disappeared like a quick discovery, leaving me cold, but it's better that way. You disappeared like a quick discovery, leaving me cold, but it's better that way. Eyes to the sky, clouds are dancing, a glimmer of sun to light my day. You turned your back on all our history, make it alone, as it's better that way. Eyes to the sky, clouds are dancing, a glimmer of song to light my day. You turned your back on all our history. I'll make it alone, as it's better that way.
All right, that was a Grad U's rescaled dub of "Better That Way." This track is the longest track on the album, on the EP, roughly around 8.5 minutes. The beat is just dominating the track, just heavy beat. Go great in the club for sure. It's on the faster side, roughly 128, 129 BPMs. So definitely it feels like it's on the faster side. Um, I really like the crisp, kind of airy chords that are kind of swirling in the beginning. The piano is a really nice addition. I really like that. That's really key to the break part. There's some melodic notes sort of, going through most of the track, and those are really nicely placed and kind of keep the track on. They kind of go really well with the beat, and that's kind of the selective hearing that you have when you dive into deeper techno like this. And it's you're focusing on the chords are swirling. There's like pings. There's her voice is going on. There's melodic stuff. There's still the atmosphere, and then there's this dominating beat that when you're focused on the other stuff, you don't even know how dominating the beat is and how maybe even how fast it is because you're just focused on so much of what else is going around and how it's evolving and just kind of it's just kind of a perfect example of selective hearing um, and what you're listening for in inside dub techno. It's just that's kind of a big part of it is being able to focus on certain sounds and see how they evolve. And sometimes you miss other stuff, but you're sort of gathering it too. But that makes for a great listen and repeat listens, even though it's something that seems fairly straightforward and maybe even repetitive to some. But you still pick up little things here and there and how things evolve through every listen. And that's the great thing about really kind of, I wouldn't say challenging techno like this, that listening to, but just deeper techno that, you discover things at every listen that you have. Um, Lots of chord work in here, very, very busy on the chord work. It's sort of ever evolving and getting more atmospheric and a little bit busier. I think it's a really strong track. It's definitely very good as well. I got it 3.25 stars. Um, so that's my I don't know if I'll review the vinyl. I guess I'll save my review for the whole six together and do the digital tracks as well. So we're gonna go into Raytek's remix of Glow and Shine, and that's a bonus remix only on the digital. Oh, by the way, this is coming out in March. I just got an email from Grad U. He said this comes out in March. Because it's coming out on vinyl, it takes a little bit longer than it would if it was just digital only. So yeah, let's check out Raytek's remix of Glow and Shine. right, so that was Raytek's remix of Better That Way, or sorry, of Glow and Shine. Uh, this is definitely a more serious, deep techno track. There's lots of rhythmic energy right off the bat. Definitely more serious. The chords feel a little bit more flighty, which is really cool here. I think the two things that stand out on this track is the melodic part that it adds. Obviously, there's a underneath part that it adds that is very unique, and it's a little bit darker. It does fight the vocals just a touch. On one part, I felt like, and it was just kind of, I suppose, if you're listening to the lyrics, you might get a little distracted by that melody at that one particular point, but it's just for a second. But I think it's a really strong addition. And then the second part is what he does with the vocals, with the kind of breathy parts of Miley's singing. It kind of becomes the hook of the song at certain points and sort of stands out. And I like that. I think so far of the three remixes, I think this is probably the most successful in doing something different with the vocals. So I did like that as well. I think overall it's a really strong track and definitely probably the most serious, and it kind of gives it more of a darker edge, which I like as well. I give it 3.25 stars, so another very good track. Really consistent EP right now. So yeah, we're gonna go on to the last one now. This is All right, so that was the last track on the digital EP. That was Noosa Sound System's dub version of Better That Way. Knowing Noosa's music for the last couple of years, I thought it would be a little bit more ambient, and but I'm not surprised by the attention to detail and the amazing production. Um, I think there's well, I started out with saying Noosa is a really strong sound architect. I feel like he's really creative when it comes to exploring his getting the most out of his gear and the most out of sounds. Very creative, unique rhythm patterns for sure. The beat's a little bit more laid back on this, which is a little different than the other tracks. This one's probably a little more towards original dub style of dub music. Uh, the deep beat that's really off pattern is a really cool addition. That's super cool, and the way it alters and the way some of the percussion is always changing is kind of clever patterns. There's kind of a lot of clever patterns going on as well. This one might be surprisingly the best groove of all the versions. The way it winds down is great for mixing the last minute or so. Really like it. I'm sure it'd be great to mix the way it kind of breaks down and the beat just kind of comes out at the end. There's two things that stand out on this album for me, on this track for me: the atmosphere and the creative rhythm in here. Again, that the accents with the offbeat, deep bass line, the percussion sounds evolve in a unique way. Some sort of change their sound, it seems like, and I probably need to listen to it a second time to really kind of grasp if they were different sounds on some of the percussion parts. But I feel like there was a couple parts that sort of evolve, and then I was expecting to sort of hear the rhythm part again, and it didn't. It was a little different. So I feel like I need to kind of hear this track again to give a better review of it, because it definitely sounds probably the most, again, maybe the best groove, and maybe I think probably creates probably one of the better atmospheres on here, and I think there's a little bit of, I think there's a good amount of creativity going on here as well. It's tied with um, a couple of the other tracks for my favorite, 3 3/4 on here. Um, yeah, I really like this track. So yeah, my overall thoughts on this record is really strong release. Very strong vinyl, but if you're gonna buy the vinyl version, definitely get the digital extra 2 tracks as well. I suppose if you buy the vinyl, you'll get the bonus tracks as well because they're digital. So definitely, um, I would definitely check into looking to buying this if you like what you hear. I think it was really strong. I would definitely buy this record. I gave it a 78 out of 100. It's on the high side of very good. 20 3/4 stars divided by 6 tracks is roughly a 3.45 on my stars per song rating, and divided by 6 songs, it's a 78 out of 100. Really strong album. Can't say enough about Greyscale label in general. I'm really happy to be a small part of the label and do the reviews for them, and hopefully I hopefully you can see I'm still critiquing this and giving it my honest opinion, even though I sort of work with the label. Hopefully I was you know hopefully I wasn't feeling like I didn't feel like I was biased, but hopefully you don't think I'm biased. From the scores, it probably says I wasn't biased if I give if tied for the lowest rating, I gave Grad U, and he's the one who asked me to work with him. So, not to say that his track was the least I liked. Um, it's just there's such heavy competition on here. Hopefully, you understand. But all of the tracks are very good. It's just a preference thing. I think if and that's the great thing about this EP is it seems like there's a version of each track. There's two remixes of every track. So if you don't like the original, you might like the remix a little bit more. If you like the remix more, if you like the original a little bit more, you got another remix to go as well. It seems like there's a really well balanced remixes of each track and just a well rounded EP. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing more Greyscale records like this on my channel in the future. Again, if you'd like me to review something of yours, or something else, electronic music, something that could be already out, or it could be your music. If it's your music, I'll put the music in the video like this, and just email me below if you like, and inquire about me doing a review for you. But yeah, it's great reviewing such great dub techno music, and I'm a big fan of the genre, and it's great to see what Grayscale's doing for the sound and for the scene, and just creating such a great legacy of music on the label. So shout out to Grad U. You're equally as good of a curator of a great label as you are a producer. So congratulations, and great job to Krystian Shek and all that's involved, Millie James, Yagya, Raytek, Noosa Sound System, and of course Grad U. So all right, thanks for watching.